Hello folks, Wolfinger here, bringing you another nerdy video. Right, I'm at to just going over one of the more recent videos that I did involving Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and unfortunately I only just noticed in that last video that the audio in terms of me talking was very low. Now that could have been because of, again, I'm using a laptop that is 11 to 15 years old based on the date that it was, that apparently it had on the back of it, or sorry, that its software was released at. Oh, that's a bit loud. Hold on, folks. Um, but yeah, or it could have been due to the distance that I had between, because I was, I'm not sure you guys could tell by the camera, a fair distance back. Because it was on the table and there was a keyboard. Obviously, I had a secondary keyboard in between me and it because I don't like touching the keyboard on the laptop because the buttons at times have felt like they were going to come off. So it could be that, it could be that, it could be other, as I said, it could be just the age of the mic finally giving out. So what I plan to do going forward, if I do any of my videos using that, is to plug in my headset. So therefore I have the mic closer to me. And as you can see, we're now in sequence 5. I've been trying to focus purely on that. I'm going to try and focus on the main stories. Jacob has just met Charles Darwin, and he assassinated one of the members of, one of the members of the conspiracy, or the Templars conspiracy within London. So we're now, as I said, I'm trying to just focus on that, and then maybe I'll do I'll add to these videos later, like similar to Assassin's Creed Unity. It's just that with Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming out in November 10th, and it's now, what date is it? It's now the 6th of October, which leaves us just about, just over 30 days to get through this and then get through Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is a very tall order. So we're just going to have to focus on the main missions. I lost out a whole month due to readjustments. So here we go. But yeah, so unfortunately, what that bad mic did result in is the channel update video, I'm assuming, being also unfortunately pointless. So I'm going to repeat what I announced via that. Now, one is just from this day going forward, or well, yesterday going forward, was that because of the way the Xbox allows you to stream games to a Windows device without having to actually, install the game, I'm using that as a means of continuing my Xbox videos even when I cannot be at my Xbox. As long as I'm in the same house, I can then use the laptop downstairs to start this. You know what? We're gonna go run around doing some other stuff while I'm doing this because I don't want to have to repeat this again. So, yeah. So I'm going to be continuing the series. I've already have Assassin's Creed Origins installing on this Xbox. Odyssey is also already installed, so I don't have to do any more. I don't have to wait at the end of these videos anymore like I did with Syndicate installing or Assassin's Creed 3 installing. So, on that note, we will be going forward with that type of methodology. Now, as you could see in the earlier videos, when I'm using the very old laptop, unfortunately, the quality is... I pressed the wrong button. The quality gets very bad. And that is just unfortunate. I will, as you guys noticed, I will attempt to pause the game. And even if the laptop does disconnect from my Wi-Fi, the game automatically pauses itself because it loses connection to the controller, and as such it will pause the game, asking me to reconnect the controller. So with all that in mind, that's how we're going to be doing this. I am currently saving up for hopefully at some point a brand new laptop. It's not going to be a full-on gaming laptop, so unfortunately I will say don't expect me to be transitioning to more playing on the PC. I'm still very much a console player. In fact, the only real upgrade in terms of gaming that I'll be doing would be then upgrading to an Xbox X. Due to the fact that it is more powerful, and I like what Microsoft's been doing. I will say, you don't be surprised if you see me doing more EA game videos. That is because of the fact that Microsoft Game Pass is being upgraded to include EA Play. You know what, we're gonna do some of these Fight Clubs where I'm also doing these announcements. When I do my videos on my laptop, you will actually be able to see me. I'll be making use of the camera. I think that would be very fun. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing all that. And once, let's see what else is in the cards. Yeah, I'm afraid to announce that there will be no Lewis Sport videos due to the fact that Ireland has unfortunately having to gone down again in terms of restrictions, and unfortunately Lewis Sport had to be cancelled once again. We won't be back. From my educated guess would be we wouldn't be back until obviously going into the new year, which is very unfortunate because it means we would have been basically a year without a class. But it needs to be done, and if I'm being honest, I would be surprised if the schools were to close again. People got carried away when the restrictions were lifted, and as such we saw a spike during with pubs, and then we now recently saw another spike through the schools, because unfortunately people forget that children tend to be super spreaders of COVID. Because they are generally asymptomatic and don't tend to, if they do have it, not show signs. So, there won't be any more Lewis Sport videos. I will try and get into doing more D&D stories. But unfortunately, for the next while, because I'm trying to do an Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Assassin's Creed Origin video series that included all the Assassin's Creed games, I am currently trying to also, rush through them. But once I'm done with them, we'll be returning to doing more variation of videos. We'll be doing D&D stories. I've plenty of D&D stories from this past year. I have some also D&D horror stories of incidents that just basically nearly broke a campaign. So listen out for that. I have some thoughts on some of the new stuff that Wizards released. I might even start doing a class combination series where, even though I may not play using what's quote unquote builds, I may give my thoughts on certain class combinations. So that could be fun. But I believe that is it for all the announcements. So once we're done with this fight club, we will be going straight into doing that mission. And there we go, we just got done there. Alright. Now, let's get back to comments focusing on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now, I absolutely love Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It's a great game. I really fell in love with it. Now, obviously, I'm not experiencing any of the issues and whatnot of the game because, well, I'm playing a game that after years of release. So I'm not going to see most of that because if any, most of the bugs would have been patched out at this point. I wish that Ubisoft would delay their games a bit longer to prevent this. But as a friend has showed me, most of the glitches in the Assassin's Creed franchise always seem to stem from people playing it on Sony consoles. So I think it's more of a Sony hazard to play an Assassin's Creed game on. But even then, I still stand by my statement because just because it's never really happened to my consoles, they should still, be a bit more patient and not release their games until they worked out some of the more serious bugs. Because as much as I don't agree with Sony or their business practices, as well as the fact that they seem to only be relying constantly on exclusives for their console rather than innovating the console itself, they shouldn't have to deal with bugs and glitches. Oh, we're switching to Eevee.
Miss Fry, what a pleasant surprise.
Hello, Clara. I was just going to check on Lambert since the asylum's closing. What brings you here?
The children in my care have been falling ill. My usual tonics aren't working. I came to...
Are you certain you're feeling all right?
Of course, I am, miss.
Clara! Is there a doctor nearby? Bring her inside.
She simply collapsed.
Yes, she said the others took tonic, but it didn't work.
I should think not. Ever since Elliotson was murdered, the district has been overrun with counterfeit tonics. This one needs proper care. But without the appropriate medication, she and the others will quickly decline.
What do you need?
I need supplies. Plenty of them. And medicine. Some of the less common ingredients are being stolen and sold at auction.
I'd be happy to help.
Miss Nightingale. How do you do? Please hurry. We don't have much time.
But yeah, this is one of my favorite outfits for Evie. I just like the gothic theme. Like again, also it's also inspired by Dracula. See, now we're in the southern part, like, of the city. There's not much building, so I can't zip line reliably. But hang on, I should have stole a carriage. Let's see, actually. Now, outfit, equipping a cape is not going to do much, considering I have the best skills. Let's see. I think that's our hideout. There's a carriage. Now, I will say, as opposed to Black Flag and sorry, no, the worst case of rushing multiple famous characters in Assassin's Creed 3, I will say, um,
I can't thank you enough. These supplies are meant for Miss Nightingale.
I'm here to collect them.
And they're already loaded on the cart. Please take them. Giddy up!
You mean that cart?
Yes.
Of course it is.
Please be careful. Some of those items are fragile.
of course. But yeah, now Assassin's Creed 3 was just a rushed mess that was trying to cram in a character introductions and it failed to even fail at that. Like they kept trying to rush your character having a relationship or friendships with the wrong button. See, it's been about a month since I've actually played this game. I only really stepped back into it last month, yesterday. So I forgot what the handbrake button is.
Here now.
Oh god. Is it X? Okay, it is X. We're gonna try and cut them off by going straight. But then slow down by taking turns. Bingo.
Easy now.
Oh no 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 no. Ooh.
That's it.
No, X is to ram.
There you go.
Nope, that's to get back onto the back. What is? It's not A.
Slowly now.
I think it's just LT. The reverse button.
You're back. And not a moment too soon. I hope you brought the medication I requested.
How is she?
She will recover.
Lonelli, the children.
Thanks to you, we can distribute authentic medicine now.
But is that a permanent solution?
I will petition to have regulations put in place.
Lambert is in your debt.
It takes a long time to change things. But I'm not going anywhere, Miss Fry.
But yeah, I feel like Black Flag, Unity, and of course Syndicate. I like the pacing of the character introductions, and your characters actually have proper introductions with the characters. Like it doesn't just have you assumes so it doesn't treat the relationship between Charles Darwin and Jacob as like, oh yeah, they met a while ago, we just didn't see it on screen. Also, they're not trying to cram in a huge time period into a game, like, whereas again, that was one of the big problems with Assassin's Creed 3, which they was like, it was riddled with time skips, as opposed to this game. There are a couple of moments of time skips, but it's just because certain missions took place during the day, or some missions took place during the night, and to readjust them. Black Flag also had time skips, but because the events were not so, how should I say, chaotic, they're not as noticeable, and they don't feel as jarring. So I'm just really glad that Assassin's Creed 3 was still good. It's just like it had so much potential, they just messed up the execution. And I'm really glad to see that Ubisoft fixed their mistake. And in terms of the Assassin's Creed franchise and the genre that they are like, sorry, as per usual, folks, I'm not working with any kind of script. I'm just talking as I play. Um, like obviously, Assassin's Creed started off as just an action, adventure game. I believe was the actual original genre. And the funny thing is, Assassin's Creed Unity, they did take this step towards RPG, and giving us a lot of freedom over the equipment and the approach that our character had. But the funny thing is, though, like I'm not like it's quite obvious, but they seem to have taken a step back with Syndicate. Now I have I know I have one person that I talked to who absolutely hates the RPG direction that Assassin's Creed games have been going in. But the funny thing is, though, they went the RPG direction with Unity. Then they lessened it, like, cause like it's clear Assassins, like, there's still the RPG element of earning XP and leveling up your character. There's still that in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but it's less freedom. We're not given as much freedom. Evie and Jacob are very different assassins, and their skill sets, match that. So rather than us having the freedom to choose what they can do, it's more of an RPG in the sense that we get to choose what type of equipment they have. Like, for example, I could equip Evie with brass knuckles, or Kukuri knives, or the cane. I prefer giving Evie the cane and Jacob the Kukuri knives. I don't know why, I just like it. Even though his signature weapon is eventually, I believe... Oh, accidentally walked into a blighter territory. We're not doing them. That's going to be it for a different time, I'm afraid. We're focusing on the more important stuff. But yeah, I think Jacob's signature weapon is the brass knuckles, and she's supposed to have the Master Assassin Kukuri knife. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to recheck the cover art of the game. Also, as you can see, folks, we're having significant, as I said in the video that you guys probably could not really hear me, there is a big difference between me playing this on my laptop as opposed to me playing this using my desktop. We're not having as many connection errors, if at all, and such. But yeah, back to the original topic. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Syndicate was a step back away from the RPG element, but while still maintaining some sense of it. But then clearly there was some reaction with the fans or the players and whatnot, and Ubisoft decided to double down on it with Origin. I remember Origin and Odyssey were both announced, and they were apparently in the works at the same time. And it was actually they weren't sure which one would be ready upon to be released to the public yet. So we could have had Odyssey and then Origin, but we got Origin and an Odyssey. So therefore, in terms of that situation, it's clear the direction they were going in. They want to go really into the RPG side of things, and again, Origin and Odyssey, and now Valhalla also pushing in that direction. It's clear what fans of Assassin's Creed want, and we're getting it. So as far as people saying like, oh, no one likes the RPG elements, well, that clearly there's enough of the fans that do. And I'm gonna.
So the hints you found in the Kenway house lead to the monument.
What a wonderful use of your time. Follow me around asking obvious questions.
Well, since Henry isn't here, I thought you might enjoy the company.
I don't require any company, and Mr. Green is following up on some leads of his own.
Oh, yes, Mr. Green. That's a fascinating idea. Oh, please, Mr. Green, come and take a look at this book and stand oh so close to me, Mr. Green.
I do not. Well, perhaps you have nothing better to do, but I'm busy protecting the assassins.
Are you really? What was it Father used to say?
Don't allow personal feelings to compromise the mission.
Precisely. Anyway, I'm off. If I find any more wild geese for you to chase, I'll be in touch.
Be ever more pleasant for your absence.
Sorry, folks, if you hear my dogs, they're in the back garden. Balls.
We have heard your concerns. There is no need for shouting. Please calm down. There's no need for all this disruption. Too many today live in what are little better than homes. In crowded conditions.
Hold on, folks. One moment. Alright, sorry about that, folks. I honestly have no idea what. I do my recordings in my room, and apparently my mother decided to shout up to me about something, and she didn't wait for me to respond. So, but yeah, we have some rooks down there now. I was hoping to do this without the cops actually fighting me, but oh well.
This looks familiar.
Stark and Co. Best approach this direction. Ooh, close to miss. Really? There is literally nowhere for me to zipline onto. There we go. location of what type of symbols am I looking for to align the symbols. Alright, so there must be a matching symbol on each one, I guess. So that one has a 3 dot. And then, so there we go. Now we need this one has 3 dots, yes it does. This one doesn't have the matching symbol. So that means we went wrong up here. So this must be the matching symbol for that. Potentially. Right. So we match these to here, that to that. Nope. Alright, let's see, is there any clues in around the area? No. Hold on. I think I'm seeing a pattern. No. Alright, we heard an audible sound difference there.
It's in the very top.
After this mission, folks, we're going to be taking a short break while I take some antihistamines.
The key to the vault and the shroud.
Good day, Miss Fry. I'll take that.
You want the shroud to cement your own power. But what if you cannot control it?
And why do you want the shroud?
Shroud offered.
What I think is no longer your concern.
Coming with me? I have other plans. Damn it!
Oh, my eyes are feeling really bad now. They're actually really singing. Alright. So let's see. This video is just 4 minutes long. I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to take a break, take some medicine for my allergies, and then we will be back with more.